This time, Madeleine Hotel chose 5 friends, and for a reason they still didn't understand. 5 friends arrived at the hotel late at night. Strangely, they asked for only one room. And as always, the room was number 66. Hours later, they woke up to one of their friends screaming. They rushed toward him, then froze. Everyone had a reflection in the mirror, except him. He stared at the mirror in terror. Then suddenly, he vanished, without a sound, without a trace. At first, they tried convincing themselves he had escaped or left the room, but deep down, they knew something was wrong. The next day felt normal, until night came. Another friend stood in front of the mirror and realized he had no reflection either.
Panic took over the room, and before anyone could react, he disappeared too. Only 3 remained. The remaining friends gathered together, trying to understand what was happening. Then one of them said, "The mirror is the secret." They stood in front of it, but the mirror showed only 2 reflections. The third friend was missing. He froze in terror because he understood. He was next. But his friends held him tightly and said, "We won't leave you."
They stayed awake all night. Then suddenly, a scratching sound came from the mirror. They grabbed their friend immediately, protecting him. And suddenly, the sound stopped. Minutes later, the scratching returned, louder this time. So they gathered every bit of courage they had and walked toward the mirror. They looked closely and saw their friend's reflection again. Relief filled the room, but then guilt followed immediately because they realized they might have been able to save the others. Then the scratching returned again. When they looked beside them, their friend was gone. Only 2 remained. They looked at each other and finally said, "We need to leave. Now. The next one will be one of us." They opened the door, but the hallway had changed. Burned. Abandoned. Dead silent. They started running. But at the end of the hallway, the mural. They tried escaping, but the hotel began burning once again. Flames spread everywhere, and getting out became impossible. In the final moments, only one of them escaped. He watched his friend burn alive inside the hotel, but he didn't help him. Or maybe he never wanted to. Because deep inside, this was exactly what he wanted. And if you still don't understand why, you will in the next episode. The Only Survivor.